It's the Weather Extreme video, the afternoon edition. This is for Wednesday, the 22nd of August. I'm James Spann. Everybody's talking about Isaac. Everybody thinks they know where it's going. Truth is, nobody knows. I sure don't, but have a lot of ideas and thoughts. We'll share those as we go along. First off, locally, things are fine today. These are some Skycam shots this afternoon. That's coming from Trussville, Chalkville Mountain Road. Lots of sunshine, a few fair weather cumulus clouds, but the air underneath those clouds very dry. There's the Chehaw Skycam from Chehaw State Park. That's a good place to be on these nice, comfortable days. You know, they've barely gotten out of the 70s this week up there. Of course, they're at 2,400 feet. Sky's mostly sunny. And wouldn't you like to be on that boat? Man, look at that thing. That's a big old cruiser coming down the Tennessee River. That's seen from the Morgan County side of the river up in the Tennessee Valley. Our weather pretty nice. Still got the trough in place, continental air. Very comfortable. Temperatures are in the 80s in most spots. Birmingham at 87, only 83 at Coleman. And the air's pretty dry. Don't expect a lot of rain here for the next 5 days. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. Barely enough rain to measure for most of Alabama. I do believe that's right. Of course, you know, we'll keep an eye on Isaac, but I still believe with all my heart for now that the main impact will be east of Alabama, and we'll be on the dry side. There's our twin systems out there, Isaac and TD10, which should be Joyce at sometime in the near future. We'll focus on Isaac first. Note a little convective burst near the center. This thing is near the Leeward Islands, and I note the latest recon has placed the center a little farther north. And I get the idea the 12Z runs initialized this thing too far south. That will have a great impact on the accuracy of those tracks you see. So just keep that in mind. We'll take a look at the 12Z runs, and accordingly, they've shifted west. I wouldn't be shocked if they shifted east again, if not at OZ, maybe tomorrow morning, but we'll see. Whatever, you get the idea that a pretty good chunk of the Florida Peninsula could be awfully wet here. Doesn't matter where you are, Miami, Daytona, Fort Lauderdale, maybe even over into Orlando and Tampa. But understand, look at the track now. That thing is coming over Hispaniola. You know, the peaks are actually at 10,000 feet on that island. Now, those are big mountains, and that really tears these things up. So coming off Hispaniola and Cuba, it should be a weaker system. Maybe not even a hurricane. Just a big rainmaker for the Florida Peninsula. All right, model fans, just for the fun of it, let's check the European. Ooh. Everybody go, ooh. This is valid at Thursday morning of next week at 7 a.m. Central Time. It's got a Camille-like hurricane coming up toward the Mississippi coast. That is an outlier. And remember what it did with Debbie earlier this summer. You know, we had the system in the northern Gulf. The GFS went to Florida. The European went to Texas. They were completely 180 degrees out of phase. But the European was dead wrong. And I'm not so sure I buy that. The GFS has shifted west. It's got the thing near Tallahassee. That's late Tuesday night. But look at the NAM just to complete the model madness. Now, this only goes through 84 hours. This is late Saturday night, but it's got the thing as a hurricane just east of the Bahamas, and it really never affects Florida. It stays east of there. So what is the Hurricane Center? Oh, by the way, before we show that, let me just, you know me, I'm an analog guy. These are the top 10 analogs as of 12Z this morning at 7 a.m. local time. Of the top 10, 8 of the 10 do not bring it in the Gulf. Now, 2 cut across the Yucatan, Carmen, and Charlie, but the other 8 stay in the Atlantic or they make landfall on the East Coast. And I just believe that climatology is a very valid way of looking at things. Those are storms in the same place with very similar upper air conditions. Just makes sense to look at that. So I'm more of an analog fan at this stage of the game than a model fan. And that's the reason I still favor a system not getting into the Gulf of Mexico. So what does the Hurricane Center do? This is their official track updated at, 2 o'clock Eastern time. They bring it up to a point north of Key West Monday morning of next week at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So that's a little adjustment back to the west. But we'll see. And I'm not so sure it's going to be a hurricane at that point. There's a lot of land this thing is going to go over, and it's just going to have a struggle. All right, let's look at TD number 10. A little disorganized. That's the one behind Isaac, and this will clearly be a higher latitude storm. and more than likely a recurving storm, as you can see from modeling. And there's the Hurricane Center track way north of Puerto Rico Monday of next week. And again, that should be a recurving storm, not affecting the U.S. Let's check the operational GFS. This is valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at 500 millibars. Still got weak troughing here. Down below that should be a beautiful day. Sunny with a high close to 90. Same thing Friday. Saturday, look, the chance of rain just looks awfully tiny. We'll mention widely scattered showers, but no big deal. We note Isaac showing up down there. In the bottom part of the screen, there's Sunday. This run has Isaac right over Cuba at midday Sunday. We're dry for the most part. We might even drop that small chance of a shower this weekend. It certainly looks like most everybody will be dry. All right, Monday of next week, a little shortwave is to the north of the system, and again, there's a slight weakness in the upper airflow, and that should allow that to turn north. 594 heat bubble over the Texas Panhandle. Down below that, we are dry. The GFS has the system, Isaac near Key West. Midday Tuesday near Cedar Key. Midday Wednesday inland around Valdosta, Georgia. And even on this track, which is a westward adjustment, we stay on the dry side. Wouldn't rain a drop here. There's Thursday of next week and Friday, the 31st of August. The thing is still off to the east. So, look, everybody focuses on these run-to-run changes. I'm not so sure that's the wisest thing to do. You live by those runs, you die by them. All right, let's check the end of the forecast. This is September 7th. Hey, that looks pretty toasty. Maybe the heat that was a snow show in August will show up next month. If that's right, a light northerly flow aloft, that would be warmer than average, and that would be rather dry. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. Notes on the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And don't forget to watch ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 on the live stream or the television side. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.